We still have 13.5 million people not working in the country. 13.5 million. Again, folks, the unemployment number, 8.6%, is bogus. 315,000 people left the job market. They're now called unemployed. They've given up looking. 120,000 jobs created. You add 315, no longer looking, 120 new jobs, 435,000 unemployed. It's just like baseline budgeting. And that's how you get an unemployment drop from 9 to 8.6. It's corrupt and totally bogus.
And now, from sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday!
Yip, 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 yahoo! Here we are at the end of the week, the busy broadcast week, Open Line Friday, where when we go to the phones, you have total leeway in what we talk about. The program content is up to you. We selfishly police it and guard it Monday through Thursday. On Friday, that's the risk. I mean, who knowingly, willingly, purposefully would allow boring stuff on the radio? Well, nobody. But I take the risk because I can turn anything around. I can save any disaster. And it's fun. Well, yeah, we did have a bomb. We have it, but that's one bomb in 23 years. I mean, we've had individual calls that were bombs, but the show you're talking about, the whole show was a bomb. I mean, it was brutal. It was really brutal out there. Yeah, it's the risk you run. That's the whole point. It's the risk. Telephone number is 800-282-2882. Email address, lrushbo@eibnet.com. So what was it, about 3 weeks ago or a month ago, Coca-Cola decided that, and this is, it always amazes me. These supposedly, Coca-Cola considered to be one of the smartest marketing companies out there. They've really only made one mistake. And that was 1985, and they came out with New Coke. And it didn't work. And in fact, I remember it was such a disaster. There was Larry King had his show. No. It was before Larry King had his show on CNN. The gal that hosted that hour on CNN was a blonde named Sandy Freeman. And her husband was a big-time agent or lawyer or something. That doesn't matter to anything. I'm just remembering this. And she had on at the time the current CEO of Coca-Cola, a guy named Roberto Goizueta. And it was Roberto Goizueta and his administration and Coke that had gone to New Coke. And he brought it on that show, and everybody's tasting it, rendering their opinions on it. And I remember this Goizueta guy, he was very, very suave and debonair, for those of you real into debonair. Here is, Sandy, you know, we at Coca-Cola, extensive research, Sandy's, anyway, it didn't work, and they had to come out with a micro flash, and that's how Coke Classic came to be. And they had to go back to the original because the new Coke didn't work. Well, they've done it again. They did it again. They came out, they decided, just like these people at GE, go green. See, what happens here? People in corporate America, a lot of times, are followers. And they think a large enough segment of the population believes this global warming green energy crap, well, then they'll come out with products with green packaging or some green aspect to it in their marketing or advertising. Product isn't any different. They're just packaging it or marketing it differently because they think that they can convince consumers that they're saving the planet by buying this particular product. It's their business to sell things. So Coca-Cola decides, like years late to this, that they're going to get in on the polar bears are dying craze. The problem is the polar bears aren't dying, and this has been established and affirmed over the recent number of months, maybe years. But they decided to come out with a white can for Christmas with a mom and a couple of baby polar bears on it, with the notion that some of the proceeds are going to go to the Save the Polar Bear Fund. And when I announced this, when I heard about it, talked about it, and try to make money off the lie that polar bears are being killed here, and if you buy Coca-Cola, somehow the polar bear population is going to be saved. And I ripped it. And I pointed out, we at 2FBT, we don't do any of that. We don't insult the intelligence of our guy. We're not hipsters, and we're not trendy in the sense that we try to tie into fads. We create the fads. If there's any fad going on, we're just straightforward and honest. Here, we fill our stuff up to the top of the neck of the bottle. There's no gunk in it. It's the best tasting ice. Oh, Catherine's going to probably shoot me, but we start bottling the 2 new flavors soon, folks. I cannot wait. We finished 3 months of exhaustive taste testing, coming up with just the right flavors. And we start the bottling process soon of these 2 new flavors. And we're excited as we can be about it. And we're never going to do anything for the polar bears. What we do is for the Marine Corps Law Enforcement Foundation. That's our sponsor. Because the polar bears are fine. Don't misunderstand. Anyway, Diane Sawyer at ABC had the details on this. This is World News tonight. And it was actually a Jim Avila report out there about Coca-Cola canceling the special white can for the polar bear.
We all remember the outcry back in 1985 when New Coke tried to replace our old friend, the Classic. Well, the Coca-Cola company is scrambling again tonight. Here's ABC's Jim Avila.
A holiday promotion designed to raise money for polar bears now cut short because of consumer backlash. For some Coke drinkers, the white can is anything but the real thing. Some Coke drinkers complain the soda in the white can tastes different. Coca-Cola says this was part of the plan all along, but distributors were informed only this morning to expect a return to the iconic red by next week.
That was a part of the plan to have the white can out there for a couple of weeks. Now, see, this is a danger you run. I'm sure that there's no difference in what they're putting in the cans, but people think it tastes different. The original Coke error back in 1985 was not an advertising mistake. They actually changed the formula. And Coke, you know, the modern era of Santa Claus, Coca-Cola, this is how slick they are, how good they are. Our modern media version of Santa Claus owes to Coca-Cola a lot. In their old advertising, they're that good. They have been that good. And they said this white can was going to run through February when it originally came out. So they don't make very many mistakes. But this is one.